Good morning, members of the press. The Chief Executive will say a few words first. Afterwards, we'll respond to the media's questions. Please limit yourself to 2 questions. The Chief Executive, please. Good morning, everyone. I have to make an announcement, and it will make you proud. I feel proud and encouraging by this news. Hong Kong has one special payload specialist who is going to join the country's project. The selection for the 4th batch of payload specialists has been completed, and this includes one of the specialists from Hong Kong. This is a glorious chapter of our city. This is the first time that a Hong Kong citizen is selected by our country as a payload specialist. This payload specialist will have the chance to travel to the space and participate in the national project and make contribution to our country. This will become history for our city. I sincerely thank the central government for its care and love for Hong Kong, for allowing Hong Kong citizens to take part in the selection. The selection is very stringent. Every participant in this selection is outstanding. The selected people have to go through a few rounds of selection and tests in order to be officially selected to be part of the national project. The central government allows Hong Kong people to take part in this selection, and this is very encouraging for the tech sector of Hong Kong. We can feel how marvelous our country is through the selection. A payload specialist from Hong Kong is selected, and this shows 3 important things. First, it shows our unique position under one country, 2 systems. It is only under one country, 2 systems that people from Hong Kong have the opportunity to take part in the selection of this project. The aerospace project is a mission from our country. It is only under one country, 2 systems that Hong Kong SAR has the eligibility to take part in the national mission. Second, it shows that our country recognizes the efforts of our INT talents. Our universities have been providing researches and devices, including the devices for exploring the moon for our national projects. Now that there is a payload specialist from Hong Kong that can take part in the project shows the ability of our people. This also shows the efforts made by our technological sector. We hope to achieve greater results in the future. The SAR government will continue to roll out measures to nurture INT talents, to build ourselves into an international INT sector, to make contribution to our country. Third, this shows the determination of our young people to achieve their dreams. It also shows their perseverance. The payload specialist selected has gone through various rounds of stringent tests and selection. The selected person has gone through physical and mental challenges and tests. This requires strong determination and perseverance. The payload specialist is our pride as well as the example of our young people. The payload specialist will face stringent training and tests. The person may not be able to be with the family all the time. This shows that it does not only require the effort of the payload specialist, but also the entire family. We will give full support to the selected person, and we also give full support to all payload specialists in Hong Kong so that we can make contribution to this glorious mission of our country. Understand that members of the public want to know the identity of the selected payload specialists as well as the subsequent arrangements. There are various considerations behind the selection. So, at this stage, we cannot disclose the relevant details. We will make the announcement in due course. In about half a month's time, we will welcome the 27th anniversary of the establishment of the PRC, as well as the SAR. We will roll out various discounts with different organizations so that members of the public can celebrate the event. To allow people to celebrate happily, people can take the tram for free, as well as the light rail for free. Buses going around the new territories can also be taken for free, and those who are aged between 3 to 11 can enjoy these services for free. Also, members of the public will be able to enjoy indoor and outdoor venues under LCSD for free. They can also visit the regular exhibition of the Science Museum for free, as well as the exhibition and of the Hong Kong Art Museum, as well as the exhibitions of M+. All exhibitions of the Hong Kong Palace Museum will be offered for free, and the wetland park will also be visited for free. Also, between the 29th of June and the 1st of July, there will be a 30% discount for tickets of Ocean Park. Tickets for peak tram for elderly and children will be offered at a discount. On the 1st of July, many catering outlets and eateries will offer discounts. The Cyberport Shopping Mall, Tong Yat Wet Market and Aberdeen Wet Market, there will be different discounts and activities. From the 1st of July and to the 7th of July, at the local fresh app, for certain products there will be discounts. At the old Yamate station, the souvenir shop there will be opened on the 1st of July. The police will also, through the social media platform, give out model cars to celebrate the 180th anniversary. The relevant organizations will disclose details of these events so that we can all happily celebrate the 27th anniversary of the establishment of the SAR.
The floor is now open for questions. If you wish to put questions, please put up your hand, and when it's your turn, please first tell us your media outlet. Please limit yourself to 2 questions. We'll start with that journalist. I'm from AM 730. Now, about the saga at the Hong Kong Youth Council. Chief Executive, have you talked to the President and the Chairman of the Council? Was the President aware of those Vice President appointments? Now, the former non-permanent judge, Lord Sumption, criticized Hong Kong as becoming a totalitarian society, and we are regressing in rule of law. So what will be done to reassure people? Hong Kong Youth belongs to Hong Kong. It does not belong to any individual. It does not belong to the President or anyone on the Hong Kong Youth Council. The University of Hong Kong belongs to everyone in Hong Kong. Hong Kong people cherish Hong Kong Youth. The same goes for Hong Kong Youth students and staff. Overseas scholars and young people also cherish Hong Kong Youth. The interests of the university should come first. The university should seek continuous enhancement. If there is maladministration, then improvement is needed. For key positions that have been left unfilled for a long time, those positions should be filled. Where there are ambiguities in procedure, those things should be clarified. There should be accountability and clarity in university finances. Each year, the government gives more than $10 billion to the university. Public money should be spent properly. University governance and administration should be up to standards. And those rules are what the university should stick to. There are also accountability agreements that the university has entered into with the government, and there are requirements on governance and administration. I met with the chairperson of the council and also the president. I coordinated between them. I stressed the importance of good communication. I reminded them that the government's subvention comes with requirements. The university's interests should come first. I have asked the Education Bureau to learn about what happened and report to me. Later today, I will listen to what the Education Bureau has to say, and then we will come to a decision, and then we will make an announcement. Now, on the former MPJ Lord Sumption, he penned an article. The HKSR government has released a comprehensive statement expressing disagreement with the claims from Lord Sumption. I want to add just this. Judges are professionals. They have experience in the legal field. Their expertise does not lie in politics. Judges may have their own political views, but politics is not where the expertise of judges lies. A judge may dislike a particular political system. A judge may dislike a particular piece of legislation. But where the expertise of a judge is concerned, that judge should follow the evidence and the law in interpreting the law correctly, irrespective of the personal politics about the law. The political position of a judge should not alter their judgment. In 2021, Lord Sumption refused to take part in the political boycott instigated by the UK government. Lord Sumption cited an example. During the colonial days of Hong Kong, there was no democracy. But the rule of law remained, and that was down to the judgments handed down by judges based on the law and evidence. That's why the rule of law remained. Democracy and the rule of law are two separate matters. But then the recent remarks of Lord Sumption show there are inconsistencies with what he said recently and what he said back then. There are people trying to undermine the rule of law in Hong Kong. Those are people, politicians, government officials in the UK. There are anti-China forces doing that. Before, during, and after trials, there were calls from overseas for sanctions on our judges, openly undermining the rule of law. The SCR government has never interfered in the handing down of judges or allowed anyone to interfere in our court's adjudication. Our courts operate independently, free of interference. That has been the case, that is the case, and that will remain the case in the future. No interference in our court's adjudication. That's what we do in Hong Kong. Some judges are resigning. Apart from Lord Sumption, we also have Lord Collins. Lord Collins said he remained confident, in fact, the fullest confidence in the independence of our court. And then we have Madam Justice McLaughlin. He cited her age in saying that she had no desire to renew her term upon the expiry of her current term. But then she also said that she is fully confident in the independence of our court and members of our court. I take pride in our judges. Our judges stick to the judicial oath. They act without fear or favor. they strictly follow the spirit of the rule of law in administering justice. They remain undaunted by overseas interference and despicable attempts at interference. These judges show courage and they steadfastly in upholding our rule of law. I admire our judges for that. UK politicians try to weaponize their institutions in targeting the HKSAR and our country. We will not let that happen, and we will protect our judges. Our judges show admirable courage in the face of open interference and pressure from overseas. Our judges remain steadfast in upholding the rule of law in Hong Kong. The entire community of the HKSAR supports our judges. Sadly, a small number of judges abandoned our judges. But then our judges have the support of the entire local community. We unreservedly support our judges in upholding our rule of law. Next question. The last row, the journalist in blue.
Lee, some questions from Hong Kong Free Press. Just to follow up on your question on Lord Sumption's comment. So, in particular, he and Lord Collins in 2012 said that continued participation would be in the interest of the people in Hong Kong. And besides the reasons you just mentioned, you cite Lord Collins as saying, he also cited Hong Kong's political situation as part of the reason of his resignation. So what has changed in the 2 years? And does the foreign judges' resignation pose a challenge to Hong Kong in its recruitment of overseas judges to sit on the Court of Final Appeal? Does this undermine the confidence in Hong Kong's common law system? And second question, to follow up on the conflict between the University of Hong Kong's Council and its Vice Chancellor Zhang Chang, does this saga has already impacted the reputation of Hong Kong U, and how do the government plan to mitigate the situation? Thank you.
Well, Hong Kong has become safer, more stable, and that will help business to make good decisions because of the certainty and the security that Hong Kong is now enjoying. The Hong Kong government has issued a very long and detailed statement to indicate our disagreement with Lord Sumption's article. What I would like to add is judges' professional expertise is on law, based on his legal knowledge and experience. Judges' professional expertise is not on politics. A judge is entitled to his personal political preferences, but that is not a judge's area of professional expertise. A judge can like a particular system or dislike it. He may also like a particular law or not. But his professional duty is to interpret and apply that particular piece of law in accordance with legal principles and evidence, whether he likes that law or not from his political stance. In 2021, Lord Sumption refused to take part in a political boycott orchestrated in the UK, and he said then that people should not confuse rule of law with democracy. He said there was no democracy during the British rule in Hong Kong. But he said the rule of law was maintained at that time by judges deciding on cases according to the law and evidence. Democracy and rule of law should not be confused. His latest statement indicates that he doesn't like the political situation in Hong Kong. But this is exactly the area he has told us in 2021 that should not be confused with the rule of law. His recent statement looks to me to be contradictory to his previous stance in this regard. Indeed, people who try to damage the rule of law of Hong Kong are among those in the UK government, the UK politicians, and some anti-China, anti-Hong Kong media. They openly threaten to impose sanctions on judges before, during, and after the trials. These are blatant attempts to attack the rule of law in Hong Kong. The SARG has never and will not interfere or attempt to interfere with judges' conduct of trial. We have not done it, and we will not do it. Non-interference of the judicial process is the DNA of Hong Kong's rule of law. There were 3 judges who have indicated their wishes to leave. Other than Lord Sumption, Judge Collins, he resigned, but he said he continues to have the fullest confidence in the court and the total independence of its members. Judge McLaughlin has said that she will retire from the job because of her age when her term expires. Yet, she expressed her confidence in the members of the court, their independence, and their determination to uphold the rule of law. This is a time when I feel so proudly of our judges. They do their job professionally, according to their judicial oath, without fear, and will uphold justice using their legal knowledge and experience, and adjudicate cases based on evidence and legal principles. They have been standing up to threats and despicable interferences from overseas that try to pressure them. I respect each and every one of them for their courage, for their determination to uphold the rule of law in Hong Kong. Some UK officials and politicians try to weaponize the UK judicial influence to target China and Hong Kong SAR. We should not allow it to happen. We shall protect judges all round from these undue interferences. Our judges needed to be supported by all of us for their courage, their determination for upholding the rule of law at a time of open interferences from a number of countries using threats and different kinds of pressure. It is sad and disappointing that our judges are abandoned by a few overseas counterparts and have been so unfairly treated by somebody with whom our judges used to serve our judicial system together. But the whole of Hong Kong will support them. We shall support, without reservation, our encourages, upright, and professional judges of Hong Kong for upholding the rule of law. Thank you. And regarding your second question about Hong Kong University, I have to make a clear point that, first of all, Hong Kong University does not belong to any single person. It doesn't belong to the Vice-Chancellor. It doesn't belong to any individual of the Council. Hong Kong belongs to all Hong Kong people. Hong Kong people love it. Students love it. The teaching staff love it. A lot of overseas scholars, youths love it. In all matters, we must take the interest of Hong Kong U as the overriding principle. Universities need to seek continuous improvement. If Hong Kong U has problems with administration, then it should be improved. If there are important vacancies that have been left long vacant, then they have to be filled up. If there are procedures that are unclear, then we need to write out clearer procedures. If there are issues with the finances, then we have to ensure that there will be clear accountability and responsibility. The government make provisions to help universities to go about their businesses. In terms, every year, the provision of public money is over $100 billion. Public money must be spent with good value. The governance of university and also the administration have to compatible and conform with the requirements of the agreement that is signed when this provision of money is given. And there is a responsibility for university to fulfill those obligations. I have met the Vice-Chancellor and also the Chairman of the Council. I tried to coordinate their communication. And I've also reminded them that good communication and also cooperation are important. And government provision of public money for universities to go about their business. The government has standards and demands. I also remind them to take the interests of the university as the overriding principle in all their business. I've already asked the Education Bureau to understand this matter. They will report to me. Today, I will be meeting them again to listen to the most updated report. I shall then make my decision, and it will be announced. Thank you very much.
That's all for the briefing today. Thank you.